We are live. We are direct with Tanya. 17 years as a very successful lawyer. She realized there was more to life. After family grief struck, she found it hard to juggle it all. She then discovered running a law firm without having those systems in place would mean if she left, the business would simply die. Since then, her speciality is creating businesses that run without her with processes and procedures. Her coaching includes business planning, organization, marketing, ROI. She has a unique formula in terms of helping businesses worldwide. Some might find her on TEDx, the Marquise whose list of 2024 Financial Pulse, Business Insider, and National Pulse. Please welcome Tanya. Hey, let's get into it. Tell us the source. How do you systemize businesses? Like, what's the key to systemizing?
It's really just making sure that you have operating procedures. Anything that you can
Wow.
standardize, make into a standard operating procedure. And it's not as difficult as most people think.
Wow. I love people like you that make things simple. What did Einstein say? If a 6 year old can't explain it, then no one you don't understand it.
Yeah.
So, thank you for that. How do you create the standard operating procedures? I know there's some AI softwares, like there's something called Scribe. I'm not sure if you've heard of it, but you record yourself doing something and it creates the standard operating procedure. What's your process? It's probably very simple,
It
right?
is. And it's the same thing. You can use your phone, you can use Zoom, you can use any kind of video capability, and you just record yourself doing what it is that you're doing, speak as you're doing it, so explain what it is that you're doing, and then you can get it transcribed. Now you have a standard operating procedure written in video form and in audio form, so anybody can learn how to do it from those three or a combination thereof.
Perfect. Thanks for explaining this. Tell me, who's the perfect client for you, Tanya? Like, are they 7 figure company? Are they 6 figure? Are they in oil and gas? Like, yeah, tell me, like, who is a perfect prospect for you?
That being an attorney and having grown a law firm that I sold, attorneys are my ideal clients because I know the nuances of the bars and all of the rules that they have on them. And I can really help them grow their law firms into businesses rather than practices. But I do help all industries because one of the things I do is foundational, which is the standard operating procedures, the business planning, strategy, things of that nature. But I also
Yes.
do team and leadership workshops.
Wow.
So for bigger companies, I help them with their soft skills. I help them with communication. One of my favorite things to do is this course called Leveraging Procrastination.
Wow.
So, how do you use your own skills to your advantage, notwithstanding what society might say about them?
No, that makes complete sense. Tell me, how are you selling right now? How are you selling these companies? Yeah.
To word of mouth really is one of the best ways because people like to do business with those they know, like, and trust. However, it is imperative that you post content, that you use social media, and you do it consistently because the
Hmm.
consistency is what gets you that trust and knowledge with those people that you don't actually know, right?
Wow.
So they see you posting consistently. They see your content is consistent. So now they know what to expect of you. So now they have an element of trust that no matter what happens, well, Jay is going to be doing the same exact thing. So I trust that next week, Jay's posts are going to have content. Jay's posts are going to be posted on this day or that on this time. And so I have a level of trust with Jay now, right? I know what to expect. Which also lends itself to knowing and liking you, which means that it's easier to do business with you because now I know, like, and trust you without ever meeting
I
you.
mean, no, that makes complete sense. What are you finding are some of the obstacles in scaling businesses in 2025?
Lots of obstacles, but they're always the usual obstacles. It might be a
Mm-hmm.
different form or it might be called something else, but it's always the same thing, right? The economy is always an obstacle. There's always something happening with the economy somewhere. Finding clients, that is always an obstacle, right? Trying to connect with the right people. Um, each company is a little bit different, but cash flow is always an obstacle, right? You have to make sure that you are budgeting and projecting your budgeting properly so that you don't have those cash flow issues. Those are the basic three that I find most companies struggle with.
Okay. Do you help solve all three?
I do.
Okay. So how do we solve the client problem? How to find clients?
So it depends on the person because the way I approach my coaching is very meeting my clients where they are, right? But the one element that is consistent throughout with everybody is to align yourself with the people that you want to work with, right? You're not here to serve everybody. You cannot work with everybody. Not everybody is going to like you. You're not going to like everybody. So finding customers starts with defining who do you want to work with? Who can you help the most? And
Mm.
then we try to find them. We try to market to them. We try to find the
Good.
content that they want to know about and attract them.
Wow. I really think that you are very clever, very sharp, good blend of emotional and um, intellectual intelligence, IQ and EQ. I think they balance like 50
I
50.
appreciate that. Thank you.
Right in the middle, like bang.
I try consciously. I try. So thank you. I appreciate that.
Nah, it's good. It's good. What's your goal in the next 12 months? Like, what do you want to achieve in the next 12 months?
What I want to achieve is to grow my new law firm that I
Oh,
just
wow.
opened so that it is not dependent on me.
Okay.
Because as every business owner knows, when you first open up a business, you are it. You are everything to the business. You have to start getting those operating procedures and building it, and then finding the people to come in and take over those areas for
Mm-hmm.
you. So that is my goal for the next 12 months.
Okay. And what could be the biggest obstacle? I know you mentioned three, but what's your biggest obstacle personally?
Personally, my biggest obstacle, I would say mindset. As much as I've worked on my mindset, as much as I continue to work on my mindset, I am human and our brain,
We all are, yeah.
right? Our brains always work on fear and protecting us from the unknown. And so that is something that I need to work on consistently and try to overcome. Um, and continue to think about the past in the sense that we have overcome every obstacle that we have encountered in the past. That's why we are here now. right? And so why would we assume that we won't be able to overcome the obstacles that come our way, right? Um, if the track record continues, then we will all overcome the obstacles that come our way anyways.
No, that makes complete sense. I like the way you've broken that down. What's the famous quote, the biblical quote? This shall
This
pass.
too shall pass.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Ultimately, and it's knowing that every single problem we have had or we have, someone has solved it. And so, I love this book in terms of the ego. It just makes us realize that, hey, look, when we seek help, we are removing ego. We are saying, hey, look, there's some wisdom out there that can help here.
Yes. Oh, I could talk about the ego forever. It is, um, yes. Once you start removing your ego from your business, you can
Hmm.
really start to flourish, right?
Yeah.
Because it's really not about you. It's about your clients. It's about your employees. It's about serving the community, right? It's about whatever it is, the value that your products or services are bringing. And so I do think the ego is the enemy. Once you take that out of the equation, anybody who says no to you, it's not personal,
Mm.
right? It doesn't affect you the same way because your ego is out of it. It has nothing to do with you. It has to do with your business, your value, what it is that you're offering, and they might not need it, and that's okay, right? Same thing with your employees. If someone doesn't show up, once you take the ego out of it and you don't take things personally, it's much easier to be objective and to live your life and run your business in a more objective, less personal way. Even though I still do believe that everything is personal because we're all people and businesses are made out of people, right? There's a small nuance there where it's not personal to you as far as someone rejecting you or someone um you know doing well because of your products or service. It's because of where they are and their mindset and what they're doing. Does that make sense? That
Yeah. No, I'm just soaking that up. But yeah, I think you've hit the nail on the head. It's like we don't just take our shower once and then expect to be clean for the rest of our lives.
Yeah.
Hence, we can't do our mindset work once and expect that mindset work to, be there. So it's a continual journey of maybe going against the default, and the default is negative. The default is this will not work. The default is, this person will kill me. That element of things. So yeah, that is it. Amazing. Tanya, it's been good to have the focus today on the systemization and the optimization, and the whole element of mindset, I think is powerful. So, I do thank you for hopping on. This is our second session, and stuff. So, I know the first one was more focused on leadership and sales. This took a new tangent, but definitely enjoyed our conversation today, Tanya.
Me too. Thank you.
Amazing.